cabbage, and eggplant. Burger, he's become favorite,
I love
and
burgers.
his bagnet. Okay, so
Well, there's a
let's
reason
eat
that
some
there's a
breakfast here.
reason that burgers became the favorite. You know why? A
Why?
little less fat, because if you really want to burn that excess,
Burn
burn it,
free.
the excess fat, you kind of got to go a little bit low fat
Burn
because
free.
your body
As free as Saturn.
so your body if you really want to lose fat, you got to eat more protein and less fat, and that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's 2:10 p.m. here in the Philippines.
Right. So it's been what, 22 hours since we ate. 23 hours.
Yeah, yesterday the amount of food that I ate is making me hungry, and because I didn't eat too much yesterday.
And we ate a lot of food yesterday.
You eat a lot of food.
I ate a lot of food.
You eat double than mine.
I probably tripled what you ate. But I only eat once a day.
Yesterday I also eat once a day.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't eat anything.
We
yesterday.
came home rather kind of, I don't know, I don't think we ate till like 3 o'clock yesterday, did we?
Yeah. So hello guys, good afternoon. It's 12:15 p.m. here in the Philippines, and this is our
It's 2:15.
breakfast. 2:15, did I say right?
You said 12.
Oh, sorry.
I think. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Sounded like 12 to me.
Whatever. I got a mistake, or he got a mistake, but it's okay. It's 2:15 here in the Philippines. So
2:15, yes.
this one have whole leg chicken legs.
Oh, nice.
Oops, butter falling. Wait, it's here. It fall in your hand.
What's the consensus, baby? Yummy, yummy? What did you find? A bone?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we did a little video this morning, and we're talking about the video that our Bunso put up, youngest daughter. And Bunso just means the youngest. So Jen's going to be turning 21 on December the what? 19th? Yeah. Um, and Jen told me that right after her youngest daughter's birth, what, you were going back to Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you stay with Jen before you went
4
back?
months.
4 months. Then she went back to Saudi Arabia.
No,
Where
I
did you?
never been in abroad.
Oh.
Yeah, I never been in abroad. So I just go back to Manila and apply for a job abroad.
Yeah.
No. And almost a year before I go to Taiwan. That is my first job in abroad.
Mm. Mm.
What?
So you were with your kids pretty much until Jen was 4 months old.
Yeah.
And then how long were you away from the kids?
2 years. This is a blocks of time.
Which is hard because your kids were all young at that time.
That time, it's really hard.
I bet it was.
Because that is the first time that I left them, and all my children is breastfeeding on me.
Mm.
Hi, Frank. Hello. How are you doing?
Another amazing meal, Frank. Mm. I like the meaty part.
This is our breakfast.
I think we ended up finishing our food yesterday at 3:30.
Maybe.
Yeah, so it was like we had a really good meal. It was 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Wow, beautifully cooked burger. Yeah, so this is our first meal. So it's been 22 hours. Very typical. And from now on, every once in a while, I'll be doing the alternate day fasting. Maybe.
Small talk, so I'd say I'm doing good.
Ah, very good.
Show them your burger, baby. What's in there?
Mmm. Tastes a little bit cheesy.
Yeah, because I just shredded the cheese and then mix it all together.
Oh, I
I
like it.
put some celery in it, bell pepper from our farm, and onion. I have here.
Ooh, this is a little bit of eggplant. Love eggplant. Love calabasa.
Calabasa is a
Squash.
pumpkin.
Squash.
What's the difference of pumpkin and squash?
Squash is or a pumpkin is a squash. It's a relative of the squash family,
Mm-hmm.
but not all squashes are pumpkins.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How could it be?
In fact, the only pumpkin that I'm aware of is like there's varieties of pumpkins, but kind of like calling.
He's asking, do you get 1 gram of BF protein per pound in a day?
Probably. I eat a lot of protein. We both do.
This egg, I don't know how many protein they got.
Quite a bit. For sure. We got like 3 of these burgers. These are probably about a half-pound burger.
And that is big.
It's big. And and I got pretty big hands. I mean, they're way bigger than Donald Trump's hands.
Oh, maybe my hands is bigger than him.
They are.
Because we're almost the same big hand. For me, as a small woman, I'm small. Because I'm just 5'2". I have a big hand with my height.
She does. Her hands are almost as big as mine.
My employer in Taiwan, she's always confused. What's going on? Why you have a big hand and why you have a big foot? I said, I don't know. I grew up like this. And then she said, And then she go back again
It's
to me.
genetics.
And she go back again with me. And she said, I know now why you have so very loving person. Because they said, your hands, when you close it, Your heart is same size as your hand. You know, Chinese people, they have a lot of bonsai. And she really loved me, as in, she wants me.
Yes, I have a six pack underneath all of this this layers of fat and loose skin. When you weigh when you get up to over double your body weight, you got a lot of loose skin to contend with. That being said, I'm on a journey to prove that you can pretty much get rid of all your loose skin by staying on a super healthy diet. And it's working so far. But you know, Frank, it takes a monumental effort.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working at this for 19 plus years. This January, on January 29th, my birthday, I'll be 72. And hopefully I'll have cut down the amount of loose skin and fat that I have by another half. But it's probably going to take another 2-3 years even after that. I'm okay. If you if you can enjoy the process, you'll enjoy doing it.
You see, I'm just 52.7 already. So I was planning to make a weigh myself before I eat. I'm 52. Maybe I think I'm 52.5 before I eat. Because now I'm 0.7.
This morning I was 71 kilos, pretty much on the nose. This is pork belly, pork jaws. That's a nice meaty piece. Really super juicy, savory.
I'll eat the fat. I've never gotten over 200 pounds loose skin belly, but my mind is not okay. Yeah. You said you also have a six pack,
Yeah, and
but
so
it's high.
if you want to reveal that six pack, go a carnivore diet. 6 months, you'll have a six pack. Just watch the experts out there. Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Ken Berry, the intermittent fasters. You got to cut. You got to go way back on the carbs. Really low carb. Low carb, not really heavy on the keto. Carnivore.
Yeah, we always do that. Deep squats.
Mm-hmm.
We are making our own program for our workout, and hopefully you follow us from. Just this morning, I show the deep squats, what you can do in there, and how to do it.
So deep squats are going to build your thigh muscles. It's the biggest muscle in your body. If you build your thigh muscles, you're going to have really good heart health and really good lung health. It'll improve your brain health. A keto carnivore diet's super good for your brain. People don't understand that.
He said United even checked Dr. Sevi.
Huh? Oh, I forgot. Sorry about that. I watched so many videos. How many hours do you think I watch every day on the YouTube, baby? Just learning.
Most of his time is in there.
Probably do 8 to 12 hours a day of watching videos and exercising at the same time and writing.
But you know, Frank, if you think that Dr. Sevi is good and he's teaching you well, follow him. And really appreciate your talent, Destiny, and sharing the knowledge with this. This
Soon
will
as I-
really help.
Yeah, as soon as I clean my fingers off, I'll type in Dr. Sebi.
Sure you? Or I'll go get your phone. He's dead. I'm sorry. What? He's dead?
Doesn't matter. He can still give you good information. Yeah. I get a lot of good information from dead people.
Yeah, you learn from their mistakes.
No, they didn't make a lot of
That's
mistakes.
why they're dead, because they got a mistake.
No, they're dead because they're human. Yes.
Dr. Sebi. Do people know this? No pharmacy will exist.
Dr. Sebi, diet cures all. Yeah, I agree with that. Cures a lot. Let's see, Dr. Sebi, diet cures all diseases. Mystery solution review.
Food for a gorilla is not the same for the polar bear.
We're watching
It's not.
now.
The eagle is a bird, but the quetzal is a bird. They don't eat the same food.
Humans got to eat human food.
We will check him again later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already overwhelmed. Flavor fatigue.
That's one of the things about a carnivore keto diet. You get flavor fatigue, which is good, but we're still eating. I'm eating about between 2,500 and 4,000 calories when I eat. But I usually walk a couple hours every day. I do exercises throughout the day, all the way up until I go to sleep. As soon as I get up in the morning, I start doing squats.
He's building up his thigh muscle.
Yep. We're going to incorporate that into Jen's yoga.
Yoga Pilates.
Yeah. And how do we do it? First, you got to develop the mindset. If you can develop the mindset, you can do anything. And to develop the mindset, you have to be able to get up into your prefrontal lobe.
Yeah. Speaking of developing your mindset, watch our latest video.
Mhm.
Just yesterday it was uploaded. You will like it.
Kind of give you an idea of our philosophies.
Actually, no.
No, I've never had that. I've had a lot of dreams where I'm flying or swimming. Sometimes I have a nightmare, but usually it's where I'm doing something that's not so nice.
He's having a nightmare when he was going back to America
Mm-hmm.
with his brother. That is a nightmare for him.
I'm in America. I'm stuck working.
Without me.
Mm-hmm. And I want to get back here, and I don't know why I left in the first place. And it's like, I always wake right up.
And he find out that I was still in his side.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God. That was miserable.
I have a lots of nightmare. Like I cannot breathe. I cannot
That's horrible.
I just don't stop crying. I have too much.
And then,
I just wake up that he's waking me up.
and then when you have nightmares, you don't get a good night's sleep. Sometimes you got to sleep like 9, 10 hours just to feel like you slept.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't want to sleep.
Sometimes you don't want to sleep, and so your sleep gets all messed up. Then you can't get those beta amyloids, the proteins out of your brain, the tau proteins, the beta amyloids. They don't leave your system, and well, it can cause problems when you're awake. And so we help people with that. First, you got to get on a good diet and a good exercise program. Because if you're on a good diet and a good exercise program, you're probably going to sleep better. And then you got to get rid of all the bad habits. Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah. You can't speak. You can't shout.
Yeah.
You can't even move.
Oh, wow, these burgers are amazing. I should stop because I'm full. But when you have a keto diet, and like me, because I don't eat a lot of carbs, I don't get the flavor fatigue. Now I just get so full I can't eat. That's how it's always been for me, though. But yeah, if you're 200 pounds and you're pretty much at your body weight, the way you get the six-pack abs, you can eat a little bit. You know, you can probably eat less than 150 grams of carbs a day, which is a lot of carbs. 100 to 150 grams of carbs a day. And sandwich it in with some protein. Just cut the fat out. You will get those six-pack abs. Probably in about 6 months if you're working out.
Should work it out.
You got to work it out. And I recommend, for anybody who's trying to get a really super healthy, fit body, a couple hours a day. And it doesn't have to be super intense, but it's got to be a couple hours a day. When I was in high school, I pretty much ate anything I wanted, but I did a lot of intermittent fasting, not by choice. My parents were just skinflints when it came to food because they were trying to make their millions. And so I didn't eat breakfast and lunch for, oh my God, 8 years from the time I was in the 4th grade all the way through high school.
Okay, to go back my appetite, I need to eat a mango. Ouch. To keep the weight and turn into muscle. Yeah. Do it, Frank.
Do the carnivore diet.
Do it.
It looks like Dr. Sebi might be on the right track if he was a carnivore type guy, because humans are carnivores. Carnivore keto. And I tell people, hey, don't feel bad about eating animals, because animals are not sentient creatures for the most part.
By the way, beautiful place. Thank you. I'm filling up a mango.
Mm-hmm.
Not really ripe because I don't want too sweet.
Kind of nice when they're just not too ripe.
Yeah, I want a mix of a
That's
sour.
like my favorite type of mango. And baby, I am so full. I might eat a little bit later on, but I don't know.
Banana.
I'll see. Yeah, because we do have these sabah here. They're kind of like pretty. They're almost like a potato chip, and they're not really very starchy. It's almost like eating kind of like a cardboard almost, and they're kind of spongy on the inside. They have a nice flavor. Not sweet. Nice and chewy. This is like the plantain you get in the United States. And these are a little bit underripe. And this one's like almost breakable.
The ripe one is sweet,
Mm-hmm. Ripe one is sweet.
and there's some ripe one. There is this one. This one will help me giving an appetite.
Mm-hmm.
Appetite.
Aphrodite. Oh my goodness, I'm full. So, yeah, please watch any Frank, everybody out there. I don't eat any starch. You can eat potatoes. I recommend eating them raw and not.
Mango is sweet, but this mango is not that really sweet because not yet really ripe.
Potatoes, Frank. Here's an interesting story that I heard from my cousin, who was a gunner in a helicopter in Vietnam War. Shot down 3 times, by the way. So, he was a gunner in a helicopter, and he told me when he was in the military, they showed all the guys a film of these groups of pigs. There was 2 groups of pigs. They fed both groups of pigs the same amount of potatoes, but one group was fed raw potatoes, the other was fed cooked potatoes. The ones that ate the raw potatoes, lean, healthy pigs. The one that ate the cooked potatoes, they got fat and they weren't so healthy. And that's all.
You're telling to Frank to eat a raw potato.
A little bit, not too much. I'd say just for the crunch. Potatoes, they're such a hard kind of food that can kind of irritate your gut lining. I recommend for the vegetables, for most people, hey, just give them a cook like Jen does. They get nice and soft. You still get the fiber. You get all those phytochemicals. Eat some fermented vegetables. Wow, super good for your gut health. Because you want to build that bacterial flora up and protect your gut lining. And plus, it helps you to digest all these foods. Yeah? Don't eat too much vegetables because it's too hard on your gut. And it can be a little bit, well, it causes a lot of bloating and gas. I don't know if you guys experience that, but I do.
When I do the fruit diet, I got the bloating.
Anytime you eat a fruit or a vegetable, you're setting yourself up for some bloating. And that can be very uncomfortable, and you don't feel like exercising, and it's a little bit hard on your gut lining. Because your gut lining is so super thin, and it replaces every day. So you want a really healthy gut bacteria. If you do like a keto carnivore diet, wow, your gut's just going to heal right up. Anybody with gut problems out there. Now, of course, you know, I can tell you this as a professional, but I recommend that you just, if you're going to change your diet, go through a physician
fermenting vegetable like sauerkraut
Uh,
or a kimchi or
This is what works for us. I'm
mhm.
not saying it'll work for you, but carnivore keto, hey, it saved my life. Intermittent fasting saved my life. Good communication skills, saved my life.
and some sweet.
I'll eat you.
Hmm?
She can eat that, and then I'll eat her. So yeah, that video that we put out the other day is going to give you kind of an idea of our mindset and how we're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to help you to shift from this emotionally dysregulated mind, and everybody has one. Everybody has an emotionally dysregulated mind. It's due to our societies, our cultures,
Even me.
our families, our values, even me, even Jet. But you know what? Once you break free from the emotions,
Important thing is you're aware with it, that
You-
you are.
yep, and you can do it with a good night's sleep, by eating healthy, exercising, meditation, and then you learn a little bit of knowledge and you go, oh wow, that's the truth. And then you put all this stuff into your subconscious mind, then what comes bubbling out? Good, happy thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Happy thoughts. Like painting.
Just accept it.
Who was that guy who used to paint? Happy little paintings, happy little tree here, happy clouds, and pretty soon that's where you're at. And happiness is an experience. You can't think your way into happiness. You can think your way out of it. You can think your way out of enlightenment, happiness.
He said
joy.
you remind me so much with my mom and stepdad.
Huh. Well, hopefully they were good people.
They are, because you are good.
Yeah, you seem like a pretty good person, Frank. Yeah, if you want to get an amazing body, just start doing the thigh workouts, the squats with Jen.
He said he get angry because you're right.
Anger is an emotion that you can actually overcome,
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing about anger is it's energy, and you can use that during your workout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, just
One time he did a 2 days of fasting because he's angry with me.
I did, and it worked. It was like it's so easy to fast when you're angry. It's like I don't feel like eating. I'm not gonna eat. Damn it.
He don't eat because he's angry with me. He think that I will poison him.
She's always poisoning me. She's like a siren or I'm bewitched.
My? Wow. I'm doing everything naturally, baby.
I know it, but it's kind of like you're a Buddha.
Addicted.
You're kind of like a Buddha. She's like a Buddha artist. She, for people who've been, she's like the con woman. Only she's trying to con me into being a better person, and it works. It works.
He always do that to me. Just this morning, he just boodle me.
I did. It's funny because a lot of guys are insecure about themselves. I used to be. They're having social anxiety and trouble talking to women, and it's like, hey, just be yourself. Be a nice person. If you're a nice person, women will let you kiss and cuddle them. And if you're not a nice person, they don't want to be anywhere near you.
Sweet, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Okay. I love it. I know they cook this food all. When I first saw this food, this pork belly. I was working. This was back in the early 1990s. You know, I was working in a pharmacy. There, I was working for a company called Albertsons, and so it was a grocery store. Well, still, he knows the Chinese language.
Ni hao ma. I know some Chinese language. I know some Arabic language.
Kumusta?
Kamustas. That is Mexican.
Spanish. I was working in Albertsons, which is a grocery store pharmacy. And this one guy came up, and he was like almost 80 years old. But he looked like he was like maybe early 50s and like super buff and healthy. And he was buying all this pork belly. And I thought, what the hell? That's all he was getting was pork belly. And when I asked him his age, he was like, holy shit, this guy's almost 80 years old. And he looks like, you know, he didn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he was fit and healthy, smooth skin, and very few wrinkles. I mean, he walked around that store like an Olympic athlete, and it's like, holy shit. And you're eating all this fat? I used to think fat was so horrible for you. It's not.
I'm nice and working, but single at 33. Oh. Who's girl interesting? You're smart. Both of you. Thank you.
Frank is single.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to find a girl, work on yourself, work on your communication skills, be your authentic self, and well, you can watch our channel and
Make yourself so valuable
Make
that
yourself-
nobody will ignore you.
that's right. Nobody will ignore you.
Eat it all.
Whew. Grooming is so important. Work on your health and body every day. It's your life. When you're thinking about it, Frank, you're thinking,
Love
Yeah.
yourself first.
I want the
Frank.
six-pack abs. If you want the six-pack abs, do the tiny experiment. The tiny experiment says I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to do it for a week and see how it works out. So if you're eating all of your food over a 12-hour window, then cut it down to an 8-hour window. So can I do it? See what happens after a week. Don't even change the food you eat. Just change your eating
Did
window.
guys grow up in neighborhoods? Oops.
Kinda. I mean, I grew up out in the country. But we had neighborhoods nearby, and I'm an identical twin, so my brother and I, we were kind of the leaders of the pack, so we had a lot of friends. I was always pushed to the
Competition. Up, my daughter is going to do a concert today.
Good. I love it.
But later I have a Zumba. But
Look up the word sentience. SENTIENCE. And build your sentience. There's a lot of people that go, oh, we're born with this amount of emotional intelligence and emotional and intellectual intelligence and psychological intelligence, and you can't change it.
Yeah, he have both parents.
Yeah.
Me, I don't. I grew
She
up
didn't have
without.
either parent.
I didn't even know who my father is.
She didn't even know her mother, really, because her mother killed herself when you were, what, 5 years old?
Yeah, my mother, she just killed herself when I was maybe in between of 5 and 6
Mm-hmm.
because I was in grade 1 that time. And she just drink a fish poison
Yes, she did.
in front of me. Yeah, she died in front of me. And that is very traumatic. And it's been a while. It's like I was in already in 30s when I realized that it's not her fault why I'm suffering in my life because I'm always blaming her.
By the way, in Buddhism, the Buddhists believe that all life is suffering. And I'm saying, well, that's the word for dukkha that you're using, but dukkha doesn't mean suffering. Dukkha means dysregulated or dysfunctional. And when you change the meaning of the word, all of Buddhism changes. And that's what I did. I just examined the word dukkha, and I said, "Oh, okay. Well, dukkha means dysfunctional. Can we make our brains more functional? Turns out we can. It's not innate.
Yes, Frank.
It's not inherited.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
That's my life when I was a kid.
Yep.
And I grew up with many people.
And of course, when you're an orphan, you're always looking.
All kind of abuse I
all
suffer.
kinds of abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, all of it. And so, hard life.
Hard life for me, but you know what? The good thing in it, I'm still here in front of you,
Yep.
standing and
She's
fighting
strong.
for my life.
She's strong.
And I learned from it, a lot of it. But you know, it really takes time. Not unless you are not have a strong mind and strong body. If you give up in a struggle in your life, you will not survive. So always get up and move on.
Well, what do you say, baby? You say, wake up, get
Get
up,
up,
dress
dress
up,
up,
show up,
and don't give up.
and never give up. Never.
Hi, Carlos Boy. 8.
You're all keto diet going? Oh, great. So I'm pretty much just doing keto today. I'm not going to eat these savant. So, and then Jen's going to be going. Of course, we did our workout this morning.
Find your passion, Frank.
Tiny experiment. High curiosity, high ambition. If you want to get those six-pack abs, try a carnivore diet.
Don't say that you don't know what you're gonna do. How can you help your mom? Find your passion, Frank. Build up yourself. If you love painting, do painting. If you love jogging, just
But
jog.
I'm saying take care of yourself first, because if you aren't healthy, if you don't have a clear, critical thinking mind, if you're not a rational thinker, you're going to have a hard time. And religion ain't going to do it. God isn't coming down to save anybody. Never has, never will, because God doesn't exist. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. You're going to have to take the bull by the horns, and that means your life's in your hands. You have to take responsibility. There's 4 disciplines that I embrace, and I've embraced it most of my life, and that is be proactive, take ambition. Take responsibility and be proactive. Number 1, take responsibility, be proactive. Number 2 is always tell the truth. And that means you have to have really high moral and ethical standards. I will not compromise my integrity for anybody. They say, oh, here's $1 billion. All you got to do is do a little lying and cheating. Here's some crypto coins, meme crypto coins for you to sell. All you got to do is compromise your integrity. Trust me, they'll all forget anyways. I will never compromise my integrity to screw people up. I'm here to help people. That means you have to have high integrity. I'm not going to pull the wings off a butterfly for $10 billion. Fuck that. There's no need to do it. I can make money doing it the legitimate way. And that means, and that's what I'm doing. I'm here in the Philippines. I'm investing in Jen, myself, her family. Pretty soon, hopefully, our YouTube channel will take off. And if it doesn't, I've got a good life. I sleep good at night. I don't have to worry about my integrity or Jen's or any of the families. I don't worry about people lying and cheating and stealing just to get by. That's not what we do. So watch our YouTubes, get a good healthy mind, tell the truth, take responsibility. You're gonna have to have balance in your life. That means you don't have a choice. You gotta eat healthy. If you're taking responsibility, especially for your mom or somebody else in your life, take responsibility for this body. That means it's up to you, the food you put in your mouth, the exercises you do to stay strong. Exercises are easy once you get in the hang of doing it. So the exercise you really want to do, squats. Uh, and watch Jen, watch Zarina Del Mar on Way We Move. Watch these body movement channels that are showing you the benefits of squats. It'll change your life. Walking is a great habit. There's fun activities, Zumba, yoga, Tabata workouts. Get in groups where you're connecting and communicating with people. Find groups that are inexpensive to get into and help the other people there. Because it sounds like you're a pretty fit, strong guy who maybe wants some washboard abs. You get a team, you'll get them. So you want to delay gratification. You want to take responsibility, tell the truth, and you got to have balance. That means eat healthy, exercise, do a little meditation, calm your mind down, stop worrying so much, focus, cultivate a beautiful, quiet mind, and do a little bit of studying. You know, you only have to do a couple minutes of reading each day. A little reading, a little writing. Make a journal. Journal your experiment. Say, today I'm going to eat all of my food in 6 hours. See what happens in a week. Today I'm going to eat nothing but a strict keto or carnivore diet, or I'm going to cut out all the sugar, just one thing at a time. Try it for a week and see what happens. And then if it works, it takes 100 days to make a habit, average, depending on the habit you're trying to create. Some habits take longer, some are quicker. But the thing is, the Taoist rule or motto is 100 days to create a habit. So see if you can do it for 100 days. That's how I did my 100 days of alternate day fasting. It was like, oh, this is easy. I did it one day, and the next day I ate like a king. I did it the next day. Next day I ate like a king. Pretty soon is that you stop developing those cravings for food, the hunger. It just vanishes. And if you do have it, if you do have hunger or cravings or a strong desire to eat something bad, have a cheat day every once in a while. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's just an experiment. See what happens. Tiny experiments will get you to where you want to be. And you're going to have to do a lot of experimenting. I'm always experimenting. I got to say, oh, okay, try this, see what the results are. Don't judge, just examine the results. I never judge anybody because I know we've all been through a hard life. Don't care who you are. If you're human, life is hard. So no need to judge anybody. No need to criticize. What I do is I use my life experience and I help people. I counsel, I guide, and Jen's doing the same thing. She's a yoga coach, a fitness coach, she's a nutritional coach, a meditation coach, and a life coach like myself. And I'm not so much into the yoga. I'm just into the fitness and exercise, the walking, but I'm also into teaching the secular practices of Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, and learning to communicate well with other people. And everybody on this planet should be doing the same thing. And if you say, I don't have the time, then it's like, okay, that's your problem, not my problem. I'm a coach. This is what I teach. Now, I hang out with people who do the things that I do. And so, yeah, I've got quite a few friends. We're all doing the same boring shit, but we have a good life. So thanks for watching our video. And please watch that upcoming video. That's going to be so nice. My next upcoming video, our next upcoming video is going to be on Buddhism and what Buddhism is. And I'll give you the brief rundown on it because I've already written on it. So let me go grab that for you real quick. Because I am a content creator. So what is secular Buddhism? And we'll put this on a really nice video and I'll have my Bunso do that for us. Secular Buddhism is a modern interpretation of Buddhism that focuses on the practical and philosophical teachings of the Buddha, while setting aside supernatural or religious elements. It treats Buddhism as a way of life or philosophy rather than a traditional religion. Of course, even Buddhism does that mostly. So that was the first part of it, just what is secular Buddhism. And then we go key characteristics. There's 5 key characteristics. Here's the first one. It is rejection of the supernatural. So belief in gods, heavens, and hells, karma as a cosmic force, rebirth, ghosts, and miracles are not considered essential or even necessary. These are seen as cultural or historical elements rather than core truths. The second characteristic is emphasis on reason and experience. So, according to the Kamala Sutra, the Buddha advised people not to accept any teachings blindly, even his own. And I don't advise you to check any of the things that, I want you to check everything that we're teaching you. Go over it and verify it. Even his own teachings, he said, don't just believe this stuff blindly, but verify it as through personal experience and rational thought. And I believe, like most NLP practitioners, that life is experiential. Secular Buddhists uphold the spirit of inquiry. So that's the second characteristic. The third is to focus on inner transformation and freedom from suffering. Now that's traditional Buddhism. In our secular practice, and even most secular Buddhists focus on transformation and freedom from suffering. I focus on transformation and freedom from a dysfunctional mind or dysregulated mind. And here's where almost every Buddhist on the planet disagrees with me. I just believe that, hey, this word dukkha, which meant bad hole, which came from the hole that was in the wheel that the axle hooked to, that hole was off-centered, called dukkha, and so that led to a wobbly wheel, which led to the ox that was pulling the cart to suffer, or it led to the bad hole in the potter's wheel, which caused the wheel to wobble, leading to bad pots. So focus on inner transformation and freedom from dysregulation or dysfunction, a dysfunctional mind, which is created by a poor diet now, or lack of exercise, or bad habits. So the main goal in traditional, even traditional secular Buddhism, is clarity, mindfulness, insight, and liberation from suffering. But again, in my practice, it's liberation from the dysregulated mind or the dysfunctional mind. And so we don't focus too much on the meditation. We advise it, but our thing is get a good night's sleep, exercise, diet, meditation, study so that you understand the world. This will help liberate you from a dysfunctional mind. So the core concepts of traditional Buddhism is meditation, mindfulness, impermanence, compassion, and non-self are central, whereas we accept all of that, of course, but our core concepts are exercise, diet, meditation, and study. Then we agree with this, that ethics, Buddhism is ethics based on responsibilities, not religions. So secular Buddhists lead ethical lives not because of divine command or fear of punishment, but from a sense of compassion, empathy, and awareness of the consequences, and helping our fellow humans have a better life. So we're just ethical people. We don't lie, we don't cheat, we don't steal. In the practice that Jen and I teach, it is the 3 basic principles of first, try to do no harm. Second, strive to do your best. And third, just treat everybody like you don't know where they've come from, but they want help.
As you want to be treated.
Yep. And so the golden rule. And so number 5, fifth characteristic of Buddhism is seeing the Buddha as a human teacher, um, and a wise human being, a critical thinker, a reformer, and a guide who showed the path to peace, harmony, enlightenment, and not as some kind of a divine being. In fact, when the Buddha was asked, this is a good story because the Buddha never wrote anything down, but the story is when asked, "Are you a god?" The Buddha said no. They said, "Oh, are you like
A saint.
a saint or a spirit? Are you a spirit?
Are you
An angel?" He said no. "Are you a saint?" He said no. They said, "What are you?" He said, "I'm awake." So that's what we do. We help awaken people. Do I get mad reading this stuff? No, but it might sound like I do. It's just the way I talk. I'm kind of assertive and aggressive this way, and it's because it's like I read and study a lot. I know quite a bit about the Abrahamic religions, and I'm just not buying their bullshit. It's kind of like, sorry, I'm just not buying it. Doesn't make me mad. Do I get frustrated? Yeah, but that's different. If you can learn to name your emotions, you can tame them. So I'm not even frustrated with people anymore. But because I've developed this persona of being assertive like this, because I just don't take bullshit off anybody. And it's kind of like, some people say, "Oh, you're angry or you're mad." It's like, nope, I'm not. See, people say, "Oh, you hate Donald Trump." It's like, no, I don't. The Democrats are simply giving Donald Trump enough rope to hang himself. "Oh, well, you love Joe Biden." No, I don't. I don't know the guy. I mean, I know what he did as president. I think he's probably pretty good. Yeah, I think he's human, like everybody else. Same thing with Donald Trump. Do I wish ill upon Donald Trump? I don't wish ill upon him, but I wish that he wasn't president because he's not a leader. He's never going to lead people like me, and he shouldn't be leading people like you. We're free thinkers. I can govern myself. I don't need anybody telling me what to do. And as far as taxes go, it's like, I've never liked high taxes. But I think if you're a corporation and you're violating laws in the United States, especially environmental laws, that you'd be shut down. And you should be forced to repair the damage that you've done to the environment, because we're living on this ball and it's not getting any bigger. Some people might think, "Oh, there's enough for everybody," and it's like, there is if we do it correctly. It's called abundance capitalism, and this is what Jen and I teach. We teach people how to make more from less. And how do we do that? Well, we've got air, water, and we've got air, water, and what else do we need for garbage? We've got garbage, a lot of garbage. So we take all that garbage and we turn it into soil. Carbon. We turn carbon and nitrogen into soil, because that's my gift to the earth. It's like, I'm going to be doing some farming stuff to show you people how to make basically terra preta soil, which is going to re-soil the earth and give humans enough food to where everybody's going to be comfortable and happy. And guess what? It's going to take some work, a lot of work. And you guys can help me by eating healthy to start with, and by learning farming techniques and learning the permaculture. And yeah, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. So what? Farmers are already doing it. I think, what do they say? That here in the Philippines, it's like, I think 30% of the people here in the Philippines are directly influenced by agriculture. In the United States, it's much less because we let corporations take it over. So they're ruining the soils. They're putting all kinds of chemical crap on them and changing the plants and doing monoculture. They're not using permaculture. They're not rainwater harvesting. Matter of fact, they penalize you for doing that. And it's like, wow, okay. So here in the Philippines, they don't penalize us for rainwater harvesting. They don't. In fact, they love it that we take their garbage and turn it into soil, which is what we do. We take the poop and the pee and the garbage in your the waste in your garbage disposal, and we turn it all into beautiful. All that's nitrogen. We mix it with carbon, and we turn that all into beautiful terra preta soil by adding carbon to it. And where do we get the carbon? From woody products. You burn a woody product at a high temperature, you get pure carbon. And you just crunch that up and sprinkle it in the soil, and now you've got an amendment to the soil that actually holds the soil in place. It holds structure. It's a home for the microorganisms that feed and eat off of the soil and feed your plants and keep them healthy. And it's just nature. So yeah. So that's Buddhism, secular Buddhism. And who can be a secular Buddhist? Anybody. It's just a philosophy. So that'll be my upcoming video. So thanks again for watching, guys. And yep. Do you want to say goodbye to him, baby? Go.
Goodbye.
She says goodbye. Namaste.
Bye. Bye, Frank.